there, and it comes into both the drains and the back on the corners of the basement.
A rapidly rising Ohio River will reach flood stage tomorrow. People with homes and businesses in its path are moving things already to higher ground. Good evening, everybody. Cammie's off tonight. The Ohio River is rising and is expected to crest above flood stage on Sunday. It is already creating some minor problems and prompting riverfront locations to take action. Local 12's Joe Webb is in Ludlow, where the Ohio is already knocking on the door. Right, Joe?
That's right, Rob. Well, you can see behind me, you can see the water. It is really up, and it's really coming out of its banks, and it's also getting perilously close to the back door of this Knights of Columbus Hall here in Ludlow. They plan on serving 400 to 500 fish dinners at their weekly Lent fish fry this evening. That's canceled, but as you can see, they're not going home. If you live or work by the Ohio River, you are familiar with marks like this one.
That's 57.3. That was in 1996.
Sunday, the river's projected to crest at 53.7, which means waist-deep water in the lower level of the Ludlow Knights of Columbus Hall. They had to cancel the fish fry tonight because they had bigger fish to fry.
All these tables and chairs got to be out of here. All the stuff in the back has to be out of here. The walk-ins got to be unloaded and hooked off. The furnace has got to be disconnected and taken upstairs, and all the kitchen stuff's got to be taken out.
And there's lots of kitchen stuff: fryers, freezers, fridges, commercial ovens. Fortunately, the 400 servings of coleslaw were boxed up and sent to local charities. The rising water has even got the attention of those who don't live or work near the river. Gawkers were fascinated today by the swiftly flowing and swiftly rising sea of icy debris. City crews have high water signs ready to block streets when the river makes its way into the east end. The Inner Circle Club on Kellogg Avenue looks high and dry from the front, but a look out the back door shows just how close the Ohio River is getting. Projections put a foot or so of water in the club by Sunday. Today, they loaded up all the liquor, electronics, and sound equipment, something they have to do every 2 or 3 years.
I'm going to stick around and help move furniture out as well. So just trying to get it done, save as much as we can.
It's what's on a lot of people's minds along the river. In Ludlow, they know they can save their equipment. They've done it before. They lose the money raised from 400 to 500 fish dinners. Now, Rob, they started moving stuff here in Ludlow about 4 o'clock this afternoon. They hope to get everything out of here by 7 and out of the flooding danger and up to higher ground. You know, they use the proceeds from this fish fry to support inner city schools and mission work by the Sisters of Notre Dame. They really hope that the river isn't a factor and they can be back here frying fish and serving those people and raising money for good causes next Friday. Rob?
Joe, I did a lot of growing up in that park nearby, and I remember thinking as a kid how creepy it was when the river got to the point where you were almost eye level with it. You know what I mean? Instead of looking down on the river.
Well, you know, and that's what we are now. Let's go, Randy, let's turn around and look at it. You can just see it. I mean, that's where we are now. You're not looking down at the river. You're looking across the river. I mean, the stuff that's, you're not looking down at it, and it is kind of creepy because it is so big when it gets, and so wide when it gets to this point, and when you can see it at this level, you can see just how quickly it's moving, and yeah, it's scary.
It really
is. Thing, a lot of times, you know, when we have this kind of flooding, we don't have this kind of cold weather. You know, these places that are flooding, they're going to have to get their furnaces out of there. There's going to be some cold places tonight.
Yeah. Joe, thanks very much. I do have a bit of good news, though. Once the river crests, it's expected to drop rather quickly. It will be below flood stage by Monday and down to 44 feet by Tuesday.